Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're talking about authorized user trade lines. You've heard it before, but with this new FICO 10, you better get down to it right now to boost your credit score quickly, because in about a year from now, those authorized user trade lines aren't going to be good for you. So we're going to boost your credit score now. No time like the present. We're going to talk about it. But don't forget, Merging Millionaires t-shirts. Get yours. Go to StopStrugglingNow.com. And welcome, everybody. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. That's right, we're talking about authorized user trade lines, and you did hear me correctly. In case you missed the last video, FICO 10. They're gonna try to null and void those authorized user trade lines. Aren't you asking yourself why about now? It's no mystery. You could hack the system. In other words, by using authorized user trade lines, you can boost your credit score up within a month or two or three, and therefore get better interest rates on car loans, get better interest rates on mortgage loans, and that would help you as a consumer out in the long run. But what you're not understanding is the credit bureaus aren't your friend. You're not the friend of a mortgage company, credit card company, any of those companies. They're trying to make sure you have the lowest score so they can charge you a higher interest rate. So therefore, that's why authorized user trade lines have been so effective over the years. Because even if you have a child who just turned 18, who doesn't have credit, and you have a credit card, you could add them as an authorized user trade line, so that could boost their credit score up into the 700s, and then from that point on, they could get a great credit card with a lower interest rate starting off, and then build your credit. That would help out your kids. That could help out your family members who are trying to get a car loan, a mortgage, any other type of credit, or a loan, personal loans. All these kind of things could help you out, but with the FICO 10, they're gonna stop it. They're gonna try and say, okay, we're not gonna use that as a calculation. So your score could be 750 with an authorized user trade line, and then once you remove it, your score could be 680. That's a huge swing in your interest rate. And when you start talking about 5-year loans, 10-year loans, 15-year loans, 20, 30-year loans or mortgages, you start adding 5%, 0.5% or 1% on top of that over time, and you'll see how much interest on a $200,000, $300,000 house, see how much extra interest the company can get. These are the reasons why FICO 10 and America is trying to stop. Remember, I did some inequality videos over the last few days. They don't really want everybody winning. It's like a casino. That's what America is. You walk in, hear all the bling bling, you have a few winners going off while you're walking in the place, and you're thinking, oh man, I see a few winners, that means I could be a winner. That's what you need. You gotta have a few winners so everybody else can be a sucker. 3-card Monty. Think about it. Gotta have a few winners before anybody else is gonna put their money down. This is how it works. It's an illusion. So, what are we gonna do about it? We're gonna boost your credit score up right now. We're not gonna wait any longer. Everybody who's new, I gotta say, I'll go over this real briefly. Everybody else that's a subscriber and have seen these videos before, please stand by. I'm not gonna even give any amounts anymore for authorized user trade lines. What I'm gonna tell you is age matters. So in other words, I get a My Jewelers. I get a New Coast Direct today. Let's just say I'm starting from 0. That counts as my age of my credit report is 1 month, as soon as they report the first month. What boosts your credit score? Payment history. 35% of your credit score is on-time payments. 15% of your credit score is age. So if I then get an AU trade line, that's 5 years old, that's 60 months of on-time payments. And I get a credit line or credit limit of 5 grand, let's say, or 10 grand with the AU trade line. Now I've got my debt utilization, which is 30% of my credit score, and now we're on our way because with that scenario, if I have no derogatories, my credit score will be in the 700s. And from that point on, I should be applying to get other credit cards. And that'll help me get credit cards that could potentially have a $1,500, a $2,000, a $5,000, a $20,000 credit limit. When they take away the AU trade lines, you're not going to be able to fix your credit score that fast or increase your credit score that fast. So what are you waiting for? Either you boost it up with your primary trade lines or you boost it up with AU trade lines. And I have several. You can go as far as $20,000, $30,000 AU trade line to offset any debt, to get your debt utilization down. Those that know this by now realize that 30% of your credit score is based on debt utilization. So what are you waiting for? Your mortgage loan is going to be based on DTI, debt to income ratio. So a lot of people get confused when you're out here buying a car and you have a $300 note. You have a apartment bill or a home mortgage that's $1,500. That's $1,800. That means you're gonna to have a 35% DTI or a 30% DTI that mortgage companies give you. That means you're gonna have to earn what? When you have $1,800 already expended, in order to have a 30%, you're gonna have to earn over $7,000. You follow what I'm saying? That's $84,000 a year. Do you know how many people earn over $84,000 a year? And that doesn't even include your cell phone bill. That doesn't include your electric bill, your water bill, anything like that. Doesn't even include another credit card bill that you could be paying $50 a month on. So this is why a lot of people don't qualify, and you need a 2-income household to qualify for loans. Because remember, 60% of the population makes less than $40,000 a year. So this is why you have to have your credit on point. And from this time forward with the FICO 10, they're going to go back 24 months. So now is the time for you to get everything right. Do not mess up from this day forward, because if you miss a payment today with the new FICO 10, a year from now, when they check your credit, that's going to have an impact on your credit that will lower your credit score. Because remember, a missed payment is 35% of your credit score. People start going, I missed one payment. I've been paying on time for 10 years. My credit score dropped 50 points, 75 points. That's right, because 35% of your credit score is based on that. So these are the kind of things you have to think about. And with an AU trade line right now, we can help you out. And everybody asks me, hey, Eric, how long does an AU trade line last? It only stays on your credit report 3 or 4 months. That's it. So in that 3 or 4 month period, that's when you're supposed to do your damage. You're supposed to get everything you need at that time. That's all I'm trying to say about that. And then what else do people ask me? They ask me, what's the trade lines I can get? Anywhere from $500 up to $30,000 in the credit limit you can get. All right? And then the age. People say, what's the age? We have stuff that's 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old. But you have to keep in mind, the older the AU trade line is, the more it's going to cost. And then, of course, everybody wants to know what's the cost. Well, it depends. If it's only a 2 or 3 month old AU trade line, then it might be $200 or $300. If you're trying to get a 20-year or 10-year or 15-year age trade line, then it could be $1,500 or $1,200. It all depends on the limit and age, but it's pretty basic. The older your authorized user trade line is, the more it's going to cost. And that's because you have more of a payment history. Can you imagine having 10 years of on-time payments? That's 120 months of on-time payments. That's 35% of your credit score. And actually, it's more than that. It's almost 50% of your credit score, because once you start adding the age and on-time payments, that's 50%. So of course your credit score is going to get boosted. So that's all I'm going to talk about right now, because we're trying to build wealth in 2020. And this is how you do it, because this also goes along with, once you build your personal credit score and you're building your business credit score, you double dip now. You can get credit for personal, you can get credit for business, and you can cross over using your personal to personally guarantee a business credit card or business loan. So these are the little secrets in life. And we're going to talk about some other things today, or not today, but in a in the next video, we're going to talk about creating wealth. It's a total surprise. It has nothing to do with your credit score. But we're creating wealth. We're trying to get that emerging millionaire rocking. So everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And you know it's hard out here. That's why we're doing this. Stop struggling now way. Trying to tell everybody, get on it right now. If you think things are hard right now, what are you going to do when the economy collapses? They're saying this is the best economy on the planet. It's not. It's a hoax. It's propaganda. Go look at how much the feds are going to give tomorrow to make sure the banks are liquid. That ought to tell you something. So again, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.